Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Welcome to the Reseller Chinwag number 28.
Is it really 28?
It's number 28, yes, it normally follows 27.
I always sound surprised, don't
Yeah.
I?
Yeah, that was the one that we did last week.
No.
So, welcome everyone to the chat. I really appreciate everyone popping in. As you can tell, it's an hour later.
Slightly later time.
It's an hour later than normal. It's 8 o'clock. We normally stream on a Friday at 7 o'clock. But we had a bit of car issues.
We did.
It was,
Do you wanna?
yeah, well, basically my Lamborghini just wouldn't start up outside the chippy. So I had to
Wouldn't
call.
have anything to do with leaving the lights on or anything, would it?
Yeah, I mean, I left the lights, so I thought the Lambo would handle it, but it didn't, unfortunately. And thank God for Hicksy, he's local to me, and he popped over in his DB5 and just jump started the Lambo, and we made it home safely.
We did.
Obviously, you can exchange Lambo and DB5 with regular cars because we don't have we don't have those cars, guys.
Absolutely not.
Although it would be so awesome if we did.
Oh,
Oops,
yes.
Meg, bit there. So yeah, had that bit of trouble there. So we started a bit later.
Yes.
Makes sense. So thought we'd give you that update. We've got 40 people in the chat already. Thank you everyone for joining us. Quite a few people here. Jason Entwistle was first in the chat. Hi Jason. Slim Pickings as well. Lucy T. Hicksy is in the chat. Hi Steve. Aaron Lucas. Daniel Warren. Tactical Bite. The Liverpool Delta. Ryan Senior. Finn Fashion Plus. David Morse. Darren Smart. Malinky. Paul Marsh. Leanne Lakin. Matt Morgans, Lonnie, Garage Flips is in here, Southwest Sellers, David McGregor's in here, and so is Twin Red Dragons, Peter Crawford, Nick's in the chat as well, £400 and down, so hi everybody, really appreciate, Nick says, yeah, I have that trouble with mines, a common problem. Yeah, it's just...
It is.
They're not, yeah, you're right, Lambos are not the most reliable cars. Anyway, you're talking about a pedal car, right? So David Morse. Yeah, I mean, it would have been better if it would have been a pedal car, because in that way,
yeah, we would have been able to get home.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us, guys. Like I said, we've got 46 people in here now. So we're starting a bit late for that reason.
Yes.
Anyway. As you can see, Nora says hi as well. Finally able to catch you live. Love the vids. Keep them coming. Brilliant. Really appreciate that comment there, Nora. Yeah. So what we wanted to talk about today, like the topic, there's like a couple of little topics we thought we'd touch on.
Yeah.
We thought we'd talk about taking chances that others won't, and there's a reason for that. And it links in with the second part, which is international shipping of delicate / valuable items. The reason why I'm going to talk about it is because we've come across people in the last couple of weeks, even as recently as yesterday when we went to get our CD picked up, where you come across people and I met someone at a boot sale who I bought some turntables off of as well, who don't, for whatever reason, the reason is almost irrelevant.
Well, they don't like selling on eBay, do they?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who just don't like selling on eBay. Now, I know that sounds like a silly comment, but it's not really, because we're all used to selling on eBay.
Yeah.
You if I said to you, are you happy to sell on eBay? You'll say,
I'm pretty happy.
you're pretty happy, I'm pretty happy. Most of you guys in the chat will be pretty happy to sell on eBay. So what it is it's about giving yourself that extra advantage, giving yourself that extra edge, and just by being willing to sell on eBay, if you think about it, we guys get a lot of benefits, right? One of those benefits is when we go to boot sales. Yes.
No, but where are you leading that to?
Use a bit of like common sense.
Why do you look at me like that?
What else am I meant to look at you?
Man, not even 5 minutes in.
Okay, well, I was gonna, where I was going is like the reason why we go to boot sales is because we're willing to buy from the people that aren't prepared to sell their stuff on eBay. because they're obviously turning up in a field.
You have to spell it out sometimes.
Jesus, yes, obviously.
But yeah, I understand where you're going with that.
You know, you think about it. Why do we do well at boot fairs? Because all those people that are there, even though they love quoting, love nothing better. I mean, this is one of the most common topics that comes up on like the UK reselling group as well, isn't it? It's like, how often do you go to a boot fair?
And you get quoted eBay
prices.
Yeah,
and people say, oh, it goes for this much on eBay. Yeah, rather than them getting that much or whatever that is on eBay, they're stood at 6 a.m. in a cold, soggy, wet field, knowingly underselling their items.
Yes.
Where's the logic?
Maybe they prefer.
Maybe
they prefer being in the field.
Maybe they prefer being in the field, yeah. Because I
don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Because they don't like selling on eBay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're getting this now. You with me? so.
Shall I leave you to it?
Well,
Shall I walk away?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Go take a seat. Yeah?
But so as you guys can tell, I think that's an advantage straight away.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of always extrapolate further from that. You can always kind of grow from that, can't you? So we're all willing to sell on eBay. Then it comes down to like, how are you willing to sell on eBay?
Yeah.
Recently I bought a couple of turntables off a guy at a boot fair just this past weekend, and I did pay for them because they weren't cheap. I paid like 40 quid each. But you can more than double, I think, your money on eBay eventually. It might be a bit of a slower seller. I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
But they should be okay. But there was but the funny thing is, I found out that the guy that was selling them to me had attempted to sell these on eBay himself. But he was selling them only collection only, and only in the UK. Now, for me, one of the major benefits of selling on eBay, right, and the main reason you should sell on eBay is the fact that it's obviously a busy website, lots of people in the UK use it, but more importantly, huge amounts of people all across the world use it. Now, if you're only selling to the UK, I don't know if that's great. You know, I personally think that's not so great. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you do have to open up to selling, outside of the UK.
The words in the title, international shipping, internationally.
I couldn't think of the
You're
word.
not with it today.
No, I couldn't think of the word.
Okay, so
I was sitting there and I was like, what's the right word?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you have, well, not you have to, but you if you don't open yourself up to that, I mean, I sell mainly clothing on the second store, but I have found a lot of my jeans go to either America or I've had Germany as well, I think.
Yeah.
And also a guy from Japan bought off me as well. So if I hadn't actually had that set up, and I know clothing's a fairly easy, simple thing to kind of ship, but if I hadn't set that up, then I'd be limiting my market.
Yeah. And I think the way it works from there is the more risks you're willing to take,
exactly,
the greater the rewards are.
Yeah.
So people that obviously offer international shipping are going to have a bigger market than people that don't. And then even more than that, there's people that will sell outside of, for example, a lot of people sell internationally just through the eBay Global Shipping Program. But the Global Shipping Program doesn't cover every country.
No, it doesn't.
But it also doesn't cover every item.
And also, with the, like I just mentioned about selling to someone in Japan, they actually bought 3 items from me, 3 items of clothing. But they messaged me and asked me if I would actually do combined postage, because with global shipping, they would actually, with each item, they'd be charged like delivery for each item.
Yeah.
And with GSP, you can't combine postage, is my understanding. Is that right?
Yeah, you can't combine postage, yeah.
So I then, when he contacted me, I actually, got back to him with a price that I could actually do all 3 items, and he was happy to do that.
And you ship them yourself?
And I shipped them myself, rather than actually going through GSP. So GSP is really easy to kind of ship through.
Yeah.
But
there are drawbacks when people want to buy more than one item. but also not every
Exactly.
category is covered. So, for example, you guys out there that are selling video games, you know that video games are no longer covered under GSP. Yet, to get some of the best prices, you will want to be able to sell to you will be wanting to sell to the folks out. That's a joke, isn't it? Outside of a.
I couldn't even see that. Okay, if it's a joke, it's a joke.
You'll want to be able to sell to the folks out in Australia who also use PAL, and I've talked about that. And they'll pay up for things, but I've just you benefit from that. So, for example, recently we've had a number of sales where we've achieved really good prices, even compared to what items have sold for from other sellers, simply because we're willing to ship like these more valuable, delicate items. So, for example, turntables is an item that a lot of people don't like shipping internationally. I'll happily ship them internationally. I've sold valve amps, hi-fi internationally. Again, you have to remove them, remove the kind of the tubes and wrap them up and make sure it's packaged safely.
You did ask me to do it. Yeah, and I was like, I don't think so.
So the more the risks that you'll take, the better you'll do, because you'll have that bigger market. Yes, you do get a bit stressed out when you've shipped like a 20 kilo item or a 400-500 pound item abroad, and you're waiting for some kind of a confirmation that it's.
And it is a relief when you do get that message that says
it's been
thank you so much. It arrived. It's safe.
Exactly. So it's one of those things that but the more you do, I think the better it works out for you. So it'll be interesting to see what your guys' thoughts are. So we've had our little topic. That's the topic that I think it's just been interesting because it's played into us recently. Like we've come across a few people.
We've spoken to a few people recently
who've really shared that they don't like to sell them.
And it's like that's what we do though. And we've been honest and we've actually said
we take that risk, and that's where we're making our money. Our money is based on the fact that we take that risk that others won't. So you can buy off of someone for a certain amount, knowing that you're going to offer it to the world. You're going to take that risk. All the stress that goes with it, will you package it well enough? Will it be shipped safely? Will it arrive? When it arrives, will it work? Is the guy going to be a scammer, etc., etc.?
Exactly.
So it's something to really think about. We'll pop back into the chat.
We're going way too far up. I think we've.
No. Let's have a look.
Where did we get to?
Okay, let's have a look. Lambo problems for a second. Bentley. Yep. Okay. Let's have a look. Nick Nick went to some crazy big charity shop. I think he just uploaded the video. So we're going to be having a look at that after the chat.
We haven't watched it.
We haven't seen it yet. So that would be cool to see. It's like a big charity shop that's opened up. I think that's what he's talking about. Liverpool Delta says sounds legit. Lee Michelle says evening. Steve says hi as well. Well, what up, gangsters? But there we go. Hi guys, finally able to catch you live. Love the vids, keep them. Oh, I've done all this. I've done all this. Okay. Harold says hi, dude. Just wondering, what do you think to selling with the gift charity option? Just started reselling last week and I'm doing well. Peace out. Love the videos. Well, hi there, mate. I've never used the gift to charity option. Obviously, if you want to, then fine. We give enough to charity, to be honest with you. So I haven't seen the need. I've not really even thought about it. I've seen the option there, but unless
it's an option that you've never clicked on, really.
No. So it's something, I don't know. It might be worth it. It's just something we'll have to. Maybe if it depends on what we were selling. Maybe if it was something to do with a charity or something, or I don't know. I'm sure there are reasons to do it, but I've never done that. That's my opinion. But I'm glad that you're doing well with your reselling. Let's have a look. Think it's the packaging side of things that puts people off, says Tactical Bite. Totally agree with you. Packaging is something. But,
I have to say, my packaging is really stress-free. It's like,
But I think it's a lot of it. It's about doing that though. It's about doing. I found that since shipping items that a lot of people don't like to ship, it makes me a lot more competitive out there, and also it allows me to buy things that other people won't buy. And some of it just comes down to just doing things. Like, I've never shipped loudspeakers before, but I've recently picked up quite a few pairs of speakers.
But it's making you more organised as well, because you know what have you done in?
Well, I've shipped pretty awkward stuff. I've shipped like a pram before, that was a large item. I've shipped like heavy boxes of various kinds, but like speakers, I know there's just boxes as well, but I've never really done like large, speakers before.
Yeah.
But it's made me research. So what I've been doing is I've looked on YouTube and found a really cool video about a guy that does it. I've been on hi-fi forums this week, so a lot of research type stuff when I think about it. I've been on various hi-fi forums where you get a lot of customers who've had horrible experiences. Some of the things that these people have had shipped to them, you're not surprised that sometimes people are so particular. I know Lonnie has had this before, where he sold a turntable and a customer sent him like a method as to which to pack his turntable, and I had the same thing, where the guy sent me like an instruction set of how he would appreciate he'd appreciate if I followed it and packed the turntable that way. So that's something that it makes you just research. And I've been doing that. I've been going on these AV forums and all these hi-fi forums, reading threads about shipping speakers, and I've been getting my knowledge up. And hopefully, I'll get the stuff I need and ready, and I'll be able to do that. David Moore says that his dad hates selling online as well. He does it all for him. Leanne Lakin says some people don't like selling on eBay because eBay report to HMRC and they want to be off the books. That's obviously a horrible reason, but yes, that's true. People give me stuff to sell because they'd rather chuck it than have the hassle of selling on eBay, says Peter Crawford. Yeah, very good point. A lot of people just can't be bothered, to be honest. It's just one of those things. Let's have a look. Liverpool Delta says the logic is just decluttering their house. They value the space more than the hassle of listing, packing and selling. Very good point. That's obviously the ideal customer, but those guys, when they go to boot sales, they're not the ones that are quoting eBay prices at you either. Those are like the perfect customer for us, aren't they? We're the guys that turn up to boot sales and like everything's 50p or a quid, doesn't matter what it is, and they just want to get rid of it. I'm talking about the dealers who are in there, or the house clearance guys, or the regular boot sale sellers who quote eBay prices at you, yet they don't take advantage of this knowledge that they've got, yet they ignore it. Where's the logic behind that is what I was asking. But yes, you're right, Liverpool Delta, that some people just want their space, but to them, they're not going to quote eBay prices. They're going to knowingly give it away. Let's have a look further down the chat. Leanne says it's very easy selling abroad with GSP. Silly not to, really. Yep, it's true. I mean, I do agree with that. GSP should be at your very least. You should be doing at the very least. You should be offering global shipping program.
Definitely.
But what I would say is, depending on your niche, depending on some of the items you're selling, you may need to look at other options, like shipping yourself, because GSP doesn't cover everything.
No.
Liverpool Delta says avoid South America unless you like missing parcels. There's always that risk. So have a look. Daniel Warren says, question, does anyone pat test their items? Most of the items I buy tend to have that already, Daniel Warren. If they don't, I do actually have a pat test machine now. And also, if you actually have a look at the website, the government website, you can do what's called like a visual pat test, which is like a basic safety check. Basically, would you plug this into your own plug socket? Would normally give you an idea.
The answer is no.
It probably shouldn't be. Yeah, you should. I mean, you can actually get trained on eBay for that as well. You can get a DVD.
We won't sell anything electrical that we're not happy to plug into our own house, and we do actually test them here. So they are normally plugged in for a good amount of time to make sure that a fault doesn't appear. So
the old Haggis Hunter is trying to play a mind game on us. Says greetings from the sun-drenched tropical land of Scotland. So hi there. Lonnie asks, do you guys have forwarders there? There are a few big buyers in the States that buy up loads of stuff, put it all on a slow boat to China. There are people in the UK that go to boot sales, so the equivalent of garage sales, and they'll buy up any and everything that they can see and then they will ship it back to their country of origin, because what we would consider as not great or junk, it's still valuable in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
So yes, there are people that do that. I mean, I don't know how many of them are big buyers, but no doubt some of them are going to be huge buyers. But you do see sometimes teams of people going through boot sales, literally buying. So for example, footwear seems to be one, clothes seems to be nothing. They'll just want to buy. They won't look at individual items. They'll just want
also like toys and electrical items.
Electricals as well. They'll want to buy everything that someone has. Let's have a look. If you sell at any volume, I advise getting a Royal Mail online business account. The international postage prices are unbelievably cheap, says Liverpool Delta. That's some good advice, although I think Nick mentioned that, well, he's not got, I don't know if he's got an online business account, but he's got an account that he's having to change. Let's have a look. Sold a single DVD to Texas, GSP, says Peter Crawford. Well, saying that, actually, guys, I recently sold something for single small item to GSP as well, and it was quite quite interesting what people are willing to pay. Let's have a look if I can just find it for you. I found like a Metallica album on a format called DCC, which isn't that readily available. Now, I didn't sell it for what you're going to see on the screen, so let me just show you quickly on the browser view. Get rid of those things. Let's have a look.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. So you can see here, this is a Metallica a DCC tape. It's like a digital cassette, basically. I was asking, it was very difficult to photograph.
I couldn't actually get the photo. The image, like when you turn it to its side and you see it in
was
light,
ridiculously
it was really,
difficult.
really cool image on it, but it's just.
Oops, that's the wrong thing. Yeah. So I mean, that is what's.
We didn't sell it for that.
We didn't sell it for £100. We took an offer on it for 50 because I was just like, well, I didn't really know to price it out for 50. I was happy. I know that they have a 24 karat gold CD album which sells for good money, but this is just a digital tape. But £50, and they paid.
And this was actually used. It wasn't sealed.
Yeah, it was a used album, and then they paid like £23 to get it shipped to them in the States somewhere. So that was quite a cool item.
It was.
So let's have a look. Some people will pay up. Finn Fashion says you can do combined shipping on clothing. The buyer just had to add all their items to the basket before they check out. I've been doing 3 or 4 I've done 3 or 4 in the last. So maybe that's what they didn't do. Yeah, something to think about, definitely. Let's have a look. I sold a used vintage Goodyear tire repair kit back to America, says Leanne as well. And CJ ZZB Treasure says hello, hi there.
Hello.
My home is like a charity shop in Malinki. Let's have a look. It's all about effort level. It says £400 and down. The more effort required, the fewer people that do it, and the more money is available to those that do. Yeah. That is definitely, in a nutshell, what I'm thinking. Yeah, I feel that's, you can't. There is no ifs or buts. I think £400 and down, you've nailed it on the head there. Yeah. If you put the effort in, if you're willing to take that, because there are mornings where you see me struggling with these parcels and how to ship these things, but once I've done it, the next time is easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, so it's always a lot easier.
So the reason why I was funny is because the Hermes guy come in today and there was only a few parcels there, and they were all like little small ones. And he goes, I wish there were days more like this. He goes, I get sick to death of seeing the big parcels all the time.
So he's happy to see the small. What car does he have? Is it a van? Does he have? Yeah, there's a transit van, and then he just shoves it in there. And small. Something I'm watching, nothing. Okay. Z, I bought a Sony Trinitron from the late 70s today, chromed out like a mofo. Am I crazy? No, you're not crazy. It's always worth having old tech like that. I love that stuff. Yeah. Even a big CRT. What size is it? It might be a small one. If I saw one again, I'd pick up one of those little baby widescreens they did. Remember we had one?
I remember
It was Sony
yeah.
used to do a little 16-inch widescreen, which was just so
It was so cute.
yeah, so
Really,
uber cool.
Yeah.
David McGregor says it's easy for us resellers to package stuff, but for the average Joe, having a clear out, a lot of them won't even have parcel tape around their house, let alone jiffy bags, mailers, or cardboard boxes. Very true. Sometimes I think it's easy to forget that, isn't it? Like that we're used to doing.
Is.
You know.
It is. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Donated my 37-inch Trinitron last year. Couldn't say it, says Peter Crawford. Yeah, large tube TVs are not going to be easy to get rid of. I think they are like their quality. They still have their purpose. Some people will still use them because certain formats look really good on them, don't they? So I think VHS looks so much better on obviously CRT and some video games as well. So Harold says, bit off topic, but do you think giving 10% of profit to charity on eBay is a good sales strategy? Have you ever given percentages to charity? No, Harold, I've not used that function like I mentioned before. I've not used that function. Have you?
No.
You haven't used it either.
No.
So I'm not sure if it would make any difference to a buyer, to be honest with you.
No.
I really don't.
You may do to some people.
Yeah, I mean, you can just donate. I mean, we donate even when we go to have lunch. we get so like you can donate lots of different ways. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Garrett Lonnie says it's a 13-inch. He has a 30. Yeah, that is so cool. Like a little port. A 13-inch TV. Yeah, it's tube TV.
That's not why I was smiling. I knew what you were talking about.
Okay, all right. Okay. Anne Hamilton says I give part of myself to a local charity.
You've got such a dirty mind.
You
really do.
Yeah, but he just
you
says
think
that,
my mind's
yeah, but look, Lonnie's comment just says this one's like 13 inches. Like, you know.
Your mind's in the gutter. That's what
okay.
it is.
All right. Lee
me.
Michelle says if you sell on Etsy, it is essential to post overseas, as most of the sales come from the US.
Oh, right.
That's very interesting to know. Thank you for sharing that.
I don't sell on Etsy.
But
it's something
you've thought about.
Considered,
yeah.
But I don't sell on Etsy.
Yeah.
At the moment.
So Nick says a lot of people are scared of selling online, worried about the scammers dealing with the packaging and postage. For a large proportion of people, it's a scary thought, says Nick.
Well, that's another thing that come up this week, wasn't it? You know, when we got chatting with that guy, he was like, and I don't know whether it was just his PayPal account, but they were holding the money, so he wasn't. When he was selling something, he wasn't getting the money straight away. And
that put him off selling on.
Yeah. It wasn't until the person had received it, and then it could be 14 days after that.
And that put this guy off from
put him off eBay basically. So.
Yeah, but it works for us because then it means hopefully we might have a contact, which would be really cool. Let's have a look. John Brady says I have a couple of decks and a mixer. Had them cheap. Would you post them separate or as one? It really depends. I don't know a great deal about like mixers and decks, like DJ kind of PA equipment. But I guess a lot of it depends on the manufacturer. Just look up, see whether they sell as bundles or whether you make more money separately.
Yeah.
I mean, separately I find tends to work well for most things. Just split stuff down, sell it for more.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I'm talking about eBay buyers. Okay. Nick says, I think my online account is staying active, Z, but someone said they are not taking any new account applications. Not sure though. Oh, I think he was talking about the
was it the Royal Mail?
The Royal Mail thing. Oh, that's from way back. Yeah.
We're a bit behind, I think.
Barry says, only just realised this was on. Being off work today for Good Friday has really thrown me, and I keep thinking it's Saturday.
Well, we're actually later than normal.
We were late. It was like 13-inch. I also bought 2 more Sony Jam boxes today. I'm Sony'd up at the moment, says Lonnie. It's always nice when you find a bunch of cool...
I think I saw your post on Insta. I'm sure you put one of the things on Insta today.
Yeah, I've shown this before, but here's some Sony for Lonnie. Yeah, it's for Lonnie in case he hasn't seen it. I'm a bit disappointed. I tried to get this repaired earlier, and this is one of the rarest... or the most rare. Is rarest even word? This is one of the most rare personal CD
You're
players
asking me who makes
Yeah.
that word.
Sony ever made. This is the coolest Discman. It's called the Pocket Discman, and it plays little 3-inch CDs as well as the regular size ones, and you just move them. You move the
little thing on the back
slider at the back, and it actually will move the spindle there. And then when you put a CD in, it half hangs out.
It spins it now.
It spins the disc,
which is good.
but the laser's gone, and getting hold of a replacement laser block is really difficult.
Impossible.
And I'm in two minds. I could sell this as is, but I kind of don't want to because I'm not sure when I'm.
It might be one that we hold on for.
Yeah,
for a while.
I think I'd love to get it fixed, to be honest with you. But that is one of my most cherished Sony items, and my Sony CDP 101 now, which is like my
Which one's that? Sorry.
That's the CD player.
Oh.
Yeah, the CD
The
player
one
we're using.
that we got repaired.
Yeah, the one we got repaired. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
How do I just go back in the case?
Oh, don't.
I might touch it.
Yeah, you can't just go around touching
That's
stuff
why
like that.
I asked you. How does it go back in the case?
Yeah, well, you know, just
I don't want to just leave it like.
no. You're right, not to want to leave it, but you know.
Well, don't pass it back to me then.
Yeah, okay, I just went for you to put it anyway.
I didn't want to put it there.
Okay. Retro Vintage says, hi guys and girls. Silverhair Stacker says, I cannot lift a 20-inch tube TV any longer. Yes, they were very heavy items.
Do you remember the Toshiba that
we had a 36-inch
goodness.
Toshiba TV a few years ago.
How much did it weigh?
About 70 kilos.
Ridiculous.
About 70 kilos.
And at the time, we lived in a block of flats.
Yeah, it was not fun taking it up there. Let's have a look. Malinki says, when I stood record fairs, there was a Japanese guy that used to come with thousands of pounds and buy up everything in sight. Very nice, says Malinki. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Those Louisiana guys always think things are great, says Sylvia Stacker. Okay. That Discman reminds me of Lonnie. That's a satisfying click sound, so small. Yeah, it is really awesome. The Liverpool Delta asks, anyone saw a trailer for a new Netflix show called Girl Boss? Looks like it's a show about a clothes reseller. I've heard about it, but I don't. Fake Rachel posted about it.
Yeah, group, didn't she?
I think so. Yeah,
I'm sure she did. That's the first I heard.
Yeah, we've not seen it. We don't have Netflix, unfortunately. But yeah, it would be interesting to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know who it's about. Who's it about? I don't even know. Don't know. But no. Yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah, Lonnie says never seen that. Is he awesome?
Yeah.
It is pretty awesome.
Is awesome.
Heard someone talking about Girl Boss, must look out for it. Yeah, I think I would look out for it.
Yeah.
It's something I'd definitely be looking for. Okay, we've talked about like our little topic. We'll do things a bit mixed up. We'll talk about ourselves now.
Oh, because we didn't go into that at the start.
Yeah, normally we talk about ourselves in the beginning. We haven't done.
You just jumped in with the topic. I didn't want to pull you up on it, but I was like, hang on a second, you're doing it a bit backwards today.
Paul Mosley says, rest in peace, Green Jumper. Z, I just saw Beck's video. Yes, guys, if you haven't seen it, Beck put a video out earlier with like a little update on how
the second
store's going. And thank you for the response. We've had really lovely response to it.
It was really lovely. Thank you.
Great comments.
Thank you for everyone that gave it a thumbs up, commented. It was really awesome.
So the green jumper, the green jumper I used to wear has been sold now. So it's gone to a better place.
Hopefully the person's really enjoying it.
Yeah, probably. It's all comfy. It was all. Yeah, I don't know why I saw.
Because you told me to.
Yeah, because it was
you said
I felt
you
it was
didn't
too
like
long.
you didn't like the fit on
or something.
sleeves.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, we're going to talk about ourselves.
Yes.
Overall, they're still good. Like
yes.
if you look at our last 30 days and our last 60 days have been good. The last 7 days have been.
We've taken time out. Though,
I think we've only turned over about 350 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the main. That's on the main store.
Yeah.
That's not including anything Beck's done or on Amazon or anything. But 350 odd quid, I think. So turnover has just died. Yeah. However, I'm not even in the slightest bit worried because overall, like I said, for the month we're doing pretty well. Our last 30 days and 60-day figures are still great. And we've got some nice stuff listed. It's a case that 1 or 2 items could sell, and that could shoot up to a much more healthy, respectable figure. And plus, we haven't been listing much last week because the kids are off school, so we've been.
I think the last time I listed on the main store was
ages ago, wasn't it? Yeah,
possibly.
Tuesday. Yeah. So yeah, we've
So,
just been
yeah.
we've been chilling, taking some time out. It's what we talked about on Nick's on Nick's channel on Tuesday on the Tat Chat. You know, we discussed that because it's nice to take some time off, and you know, we went into a bit of a time off thing.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
yeah.
it's really bad, but we've only been working probably about 2 or 3 hours a day, and that's normally in the evenings when the kids have actually gone to bed.
Yeah.
So we've been having a little bit later in the evening, but you know, the one thing that we haven't been doing is like listing. We've been taking photos.
Yeah.
And testing
Yeah, I mean,
things, but not listing.
we're not, like I said, we're not that concerned because it's been,
Yeah.
you know, we've still got some really nice items to list.
Yeah.
I'm not, I mean, there's a couple of comments. Hush shot us, is Easter normally a quiet period? You know what? I'm changing my view on the whole quiet period thing. There are going to be quiet periods for any business at any time of year. Yeah, some can be more pronounced than others. So some people will say certain times of year are going to be a lot quieter, like
It
the
depends
summer.
what you're selling,
Yeah. So
though.
for example, you know, clothes in the summer is
Yeah.
not meant to be great. You know, clothes sellers tend to say summer's not great. But the kind of things that we've got to sell at the moment on the main store, not all of them. Most of them are still just regular things, but we've got some items that should demand attention no matter what time of year we put them up at. So that's gonna make us think. But yeah, and the sun's been out, like people are saying. We've been out. You know, we've been doing probably the same things that our buyers have been doing, just going out,
That's
chilling
what I
out.
would say.
Yeah.
It's like we've been doing the same things that the
Yeah.
buyers would normally
So,
be doing.
but like I said, all it will take is a couple sales, and bam, our figures will look different. It's kind of cheating, really, but
Yeah,
the items are there.
For the month,
Yeah.
we're pretty happy.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Let's have a look. Shop retail has been bad this week, says Malinky. So the holidays, Tactical
Yeah.
Bite says, yeah, sun plus kids off school equals dead sales. Online in general, not just eBay. Yeah, exactly. It's been. Yeah, I think that's probably a fair comment. First half of April is awful with tax time in America. I can imagine that. I'm having a lot of sales on eBay and other sales sites. Says is that Kathy, isn't it?
I think
Yeah.
it's Kathy.
Yeah, change the name. Yeah, so again, some people, whenever there's a thread on the Facebook group where people are like, "Oh, my sales are dead," there's always someone that pops up and says, "Mine are doing fantastic."
Mine are great.
now, I find that funny sometimes because I feel bad because someone's posted up because they're feeling a bit down, and believe me, guys, we've shared with you guys when we feel down. I think we're not feeling it at the moment because we're just beyond that point now where we can't worry about it. I've got enough grey hairs, and just need to try to relax. I need to try to relax.
Last few months,
Exactly.
quite well.
But my point is that it's always there are always those threads where people say, "Oh, it seems like eBay's just died for me," and then someone will pop up and be like, "Oh, I've done best week ever." So you've got to bear that in mind that it's just
it changes.
Yeah, swings and roundabouts. Swings and roundabouts. Sometimes you're going to be the guy that's going to be doing really well, and then sometimes you're going to be the person that's not doing so well. So it happens. Best thing to do is just roll through it, really.
Yeah.
And
yes, it is Kathy.
It is Kathy, yes. Because I can't.
It was.
Exactly. Lonnie asks, Z, how big is the NES Classic over there? Since NES and Nintendo announced they're ceasing production, prices have went up from $120 to $300 in a matter of hours yesterday. The same thing has happened. I think I read a thread.
So I think it was in the UK
I've
resellers,
not-
but I can't be sure.
I've not kept track of it myself. It's not something we got
didn't
into.
go into it.
Yeah,
did
we missed the boat completely. We didn't buy a single NES Classic. We didn't have one for ourselves. We don't have one. We didn't have any to resell. We just weren't. We weren't on that. But yes, you are right. They have the same thing has happened here. I think they've gone to like the equivalent in pounds because we're almost at parity anyway. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Like it's pounds so weak. But yeah, it's about £300 now. Some people are saying you're fetching 300 on eBay. I don't know if that's going to last or not.
Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine it would.
Is that what they're priced at, or is that what they're selling?
Well,
at?
I think that's what they're selling. I'm not sure. I've not looked. But It should, it should happen. It wouldn't surprise me if it stays that way, because if they've stopped making them, and they were really hot, weren't they? Even when they were making them.
They were, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I wish I'd gotten one now.
Yeah, I kind of wish you'd gotten one so I could have played it.
No, see, that's just rubbish. Why would you want
I want to play it.
to? But it's just I don't get it. I don't think it's all that. So anyway, that's how our sales have been. Yeah, that's true. You're just being difficult today. You're just being difficult. I am going to be putting out a sales video as well.
Well, I did say
that.
But you haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Liverpool Delta says, I see the NES Classic pop up on Spock for £50 on the reg. I love that. On the reg. That reminds me of Family Guy. Sniz on the reg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting sniz on the reg. And he's going out with Roger. Roger's dressed up as a girl.
That's not Family Guy. That's
American Dad. American Dad. Yes, sniz on the reg. Yeah, sorry. Yes, you should be buying them at £50. Yes, because they apparently they've shot up in price. I missed the new price action in the NES Classic. Oh well, better list all these bloody bottles, says Nick. Yes, Nick has got all those Swiss high quality bottles.
Yes.
Z is not into the retro Nintendo goodness. Well, okay, I'm gonna say this. I love games, right? I do love playing games. I really enjoy them, and I've got some cool games. I don't know if I've got any cool games here to show. I've got some cool games. I don't know if I've got them here or not.
You've moved everything.
Where are my cool games at?
Not here.
No, I've got them. Some cool games. I want to show them.
People don't want to see you rooting through your cupboard trying to find.
Where's my cool games?
I don't know. I think you moved them all.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Check this out. Check this out. See, I've got some cool games. These are the kind of games I like. Original Sega Saturn. Awesome game that is. Darkstalkers, and then Marvel vs. Street Fighter. That one has the 4 meg expansion. I love games. Don't get me wrong, I love games, but I just don't. I just can't be bothered with the whole. Again, it's about effort, isn't it? We were talking about effort. Some people can be bothered to do certain things, and then that puts them in a position to benefit. So all the people that can put in the effort required to get hold of NES classics cheaply at the moment will make a lot of money, won't they? Personally, I'm not going to be bothered because I just don't think it's worth the effort for me. But that doesn't mean it's not worth it. It's worth it. If you can find a NES Classic 50 quid, I'd buy it. I'd buy it now. If someone said, here's a NES Classic 50 quid, yeah, I'll buy it. I'm not going to go hunting for it though, because it just doesn't cut it for me, because it's even the most valuable games, they're not as valuable as a good turntable or like a that's what gets my motor running. I'd love to get. Sometimes I think I see all these posts. I look up, look, I found this video game, and I feel like saying I wish I could just drop my 30 kilo amp on top of the game and smash it, because I just there's much more value in other things that people don't like. That's my opinion. I'm not as into it, I suppose. So that's it.
I think everyone has their like thing.
Yeah, it's not that I'm not into games. It's just they're not that valuable that people gouge each other's eyes out for this shit sometimes. And it just they get really excited, like too excited. I'm not saying you shouldn't be excited. I'm going into a bit of a rant here.
You are.
I'm not trying to kill anyone's buzz.
It's alright, no one's mentioned coffee yet.
Well, I get that exactly. I get excited about things that I like, and then people are allowed to get excited about the things they like. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I take it back. I suppose.
Yeah, take it back.
I take it back, guys. I take it back.
Apologise.
I apologise. I apologise. Yeah. But screw the NES Classic. Right. It's crap. Anyway, it's not. It's really good. Yeah. That's okay. Move. Let's have a CX. Buy them for £123. Latest NES sale in the UK is £195. Says Safa says. Not as good as Turtles in Time on the SNES, says David McGregor. We'll pick up a mini NES at the Boots in a year or so. Got a couple of real ones tucked away though, says Tactical Bite. You sold them all. Can't bring myself to sell the retro gaming kit. See it as my pension fund. Ghosts and Goblins and Contra 3. I'm waiting for a SNES Mini Classic. SNES Mini Classic, that's something to look forward to, maybe, yeah. Chills is so good. No, it's not an anti-game rant, but yeah, Nick got a box.
It kind of was.
Well, I suppose it was, yeah. Maybe I think it's just jealousy. Actually, I think I'm just jealous that I can never get the gaming stuff. No, that's what it is. Actually, I'm just gonna be honest, guys. Right?
No, I think
I'm really jealous that I never get the gaming stuff. I never seem to get the big gaming.
No, but then I would then say it's because, you know when you go out and you physically want to look for something, and then you start seeing it all over the place. It's kind of like that situation.
Yeah.
When you're not looking for it,
maybe
you won't find it.
But I think part of it's just
not on your radar.
Part of it, I'm just I just want to. Anyway, I'm not going to rant any further. It's not productive. Tactical Bite says no one mentioned fried chicken. Oh, I'd kill for a Morley's.
Do you know what you called Hixie the other night, didn't you?
I did, yeah. This is how desperate it gets up here sometimes. I called Hixie up the other night so we could go on a KFC run. Because the closest KFC is probably about half hour's drive. Yeah, so it was worth it though.
It was about 10 o'clock at night and you were
what
like,
did I get? I got,
I'm going to call Hixie.
I was like, Steve, you're going to go to KFC? And he was like, okay, why not? And we drove, and I got a Zinger Tower. It was lovely, Zinger Tower meal with the wings on the side and the coleslaw. And yeah, it was good. I mean, yeah, the chips get a bit cold, obviously, by the time you come back. And it's all a bit cold by the time you get back.
Maybe next time you should just eat it there.
Yeah, I don't want to eat it there. I want to eat it at home. That's the problem I have. I always just want to push it too far, don't I? Let's have a look. Okay. David Moore says Z would love the TV Sony release that had a built-in PS2. I remember something like that.
What's that?
I do remember there was a console, something like that looks fantastic. Southwest says, welcome Z, please lie down on the couch, tell me your problems, apart from Morley's beans or classic games. Yeah, I don't have a problem with those things. I do. Yeah, you know, look, I love it. These are my favourite games though. Yeah. These are like old Saturn games. You'll never see Japanese Saturn games at a boot sale. If you do, I'll be
They
happy.
were actually your games.
Yeah,
weren't
they were my games. Yeah, I've had them for years. Yeah. Let's have a look. Harold says I bought 3 Crash Bandicoots in the PS1 this week for £1.60. Wow, I sold them for £26 each. Well, a good profit, but I would have thought you could have gotten more than 26. But £1.60 is a bargain.
Yeah. Well, I did say I sold them cheap for £26.
Yeah.
You read the full sentence.
I sold them cheap for 26 quid each. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you did. Okay.
Just saying.
Polashek says, hi lads, Bournemouth there. Midnight fried chicken crawl. Yes, that's no midnight pub crawl for me. Midnight fried chicken crawl. Yeah, I'm not going to have one today though.
Trying to say why?
I had a kebab.
I like the way you say that all quietly.
I had a doner kebab, yes. Yeah, that's done me for the gross takeaway food for the night. That'll do me nicely. And we have to be ready and raring to go tomorrow for the boot sales.
I've got my first boot sale that I can actually attend this week.
Yeah, Beck hasn't been to one for ages because she normally works on a Sunday, so you haven't been going to the ones.
Would it be well, the one we're going to tomorrow normally operates on a Saturday anyway.
Yeah. And then you're gonna get the Bank Holiday Monday.
Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah. And David McGregor says, Z, did you see my video the other week? I picked up a Morley's shirt because in my head that Morley's was good. Thanks. Oh my god, no, I've not seen this, David.
We're going to have to go and watch that one now.
Morley's shirt. Because you had it in your head though. Morley's is... More the spice. I don't know what spices they use, but you know, I mean, the Penge's chicken likes Morley's, doesn't it as well? Yeah, I'm in good company.
Yeah. Is that the guy that goes around reviewing
Yes.
chicken?
Yeah, guys, if you haven't seen, there's a YouTuber called the Pengist Munch, I think, on YouTube. He goes around my manors.
Well, our old
Manors,
area.
yeah. Or he goes down southeast London. Or he goes all across London, to be honest. He does North London. He's been to East London. He's been southeast everywhere. Yeah, and
mainly in the south. Though,
basically, this guy's channel is based on tasting chicken, and it's just blown up.
And they're rating it.
Hasn't he been on like Radio 1 and stuff?
I'm not sure.
I think he's been on Radio 1, like the rap show or whatever. And they basically wear nice trainers and they eat chicken.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant, and they review the chicken. They review like the taste of the chicken, the chips, the whole deal, the restaurant. It's definitely worth a check out. It's a channel I wish I'd made. But this guy's made it, and what a channel! Probably one of the best things in the world. Yeah. So watch it out.
Yeah. So if you enjoy here ranting about chicken, go and watch this other guy who also talks about chicken quite a lot.
Darren says Sony Bravia KDL 22PX300 has the built-in PS2. Panzer Dragoon rocked on the Saturn says, Husha, yes, it was a good game, but I was all about my X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Street Fighter, and Knights Darkstalkers, isn't it? Yeah. 4 meg cart, just played for hours, and then when we moved on to the Dreamcast and played Third Strike for hours, and that was it. Nobody says fried like a Texan, says Silverhead Stacker. Okay. Nick says, I've got a fried chicken and coffee maker simulator. Japanese import Sega Saturn games. It's yours for $1,000. I'd buy it for $1,000 as well. If you had that, Japanese I mean, look, you find me no other. They just look cool. I'm going to keep showing you Japanese Saturn games. Oh, it's just so cool. Look at the artwork and everything. It's just epic. Just epicness. Love the Japanese Saturn. Anyway.
I want you to read the next comment.
The next comment. Morning walks has turned into evening binge eating. The morning walks have failed £400 down.
The thing is, you're the worst for like the
I'm
takeaway.
The worst?
Yeah, for the takeaway.
What about the walks? You're talking about the walks?
I'm talking about the takeaway.
Yeah, what about the walks? I haven't had takeaway for ages,
yeah. How many times this week?
Anyway.
How many times do you walk this week?
I don't know. How many times do you walk this week?
Yeah, but I do exercise every day.
Okay. Alright. Harold says, I ran out of listings, so my mum's lending me her account too. I read online that you can use one PayPal with 2 eBay accounts. Does PayPal hold your money for 21 days twice? It will depend on the account that. I think it depends on the eBay account.
Yeah.
So if you're linking a new eBay account or an account which you haven't sold on before, I think you're going to have that restriction on your PayPal, even if.
I think I had restrictions to begin with.
Yeah, I've got a feeling. I mean, I wouldn't quote me on that, Harold, but my feeling is that the reason why PayPal hold your funds is because you're a new. Because if you're a new eBay, so if you've gone to another new account which doesn't have any selling history, then those funds will probably also be on hold, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. He's called Chicken Connoisseur, says Liverpool Delta. Well, why do I have the Pengist Munch? Is that the name of the Pengist Munch? Is that just the names he gives things? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. What would taste better, chicken-infused coffee or coffee-infused chicken? Oh, no, you don't want to mix those two. I'm with you, Z. Love the Jap games. I imported Jap SNES stuff back in 92, 93. Loved getting games early. Exactly, Nick. Jap games look the best. They've got the best artwork. They had the... Okay, all right. I'll give you an example. Used to get crazy extras. Like, there was on Marvel versus... Was it Marvel vs. Street Fighter? Was it this one? No. Marvel vs. Capcom. That they launched. You get a character called Norimaru. You don't get that in the UK version, if they even had a UK version. And the UK version ran rubbish. So there was always a reason.
Yes.
Anyway. Okay. Darren says, would need these coffee rants, these chicken rants, as these gaming rants channels too. I'm not going to just start rant channels. Maybe I should. I don't know.
I would like this one. Lonnie. Lonnie, have you tried Marmite yet? If someone sends you some, would you
Do a live tasting.
Oh yes, please, Lonnie.
Send Lonnie some Marmite. I think that's... Oh god. Yeah, no, we need to get like some Marmite over to Lonnie. Darren says to think Bex gets all this every day. Is that a compliment or like I'm not sure.
I'd say I give as good as I get.
Yeah, she can talk, man. She can talk. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like, Beck can talk.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, I don't think we've got anything more useful. Well, I don't think we had anything useful to say
today
anyway. Actually, what I'll do, I'll show you another pickup. I'll show you guys this cool pickup. I got this off of eBay. This is pretty cool. This is an Acura Coca-Cola personal CD or personal cassette player thing. Yeah. I paid a $5 plus
Why
like a
do you
$5
like
shipping.
that? You
I don't know. I just think it's so cool. Look at that. Bought it off eBay. It cost me a tenner. I believe I've seen someone get like $50 or $60 in the States for it. It's still in its blister packaging. Just a cool Coca-Cola item. I'm hoping to get about 50 or 60 quid at some point, but I thought that was a nice pickup. What did you guys think?
It was.
Be interesting to see.
Very.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Oh, Margaret says I'm so late. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We're late. We were late,
late.
Margaret. Just thanks for popping in. I'm just showing this random bit of stuff off that I picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing major. Oh! I was testing a speaker earlier. I found out a really cool way of testing. Guys, if you guys ever have any speaker drivers...
Is this where you try and make the video really useful?
Yeah, I'm going to try to make the video useful, so I'm just adding a tip. It's not even my tip, I got this off of YouTube anyway, right? So I'm just stealing it. But...
is that the dancing cam one? No,
it's just a cassette. It's a cassette player, like a Walkman. Yeah, check this out. If you have a little speaker like this and you need to test it, you can get a 9-volt battery and just tap the negative terminal. Attach the negative to negative, and then just tap it on the other side of the 9-volt battery, and you'll see the diaphragm move in and out depending on which way you've done it. Because if you switch it around, it will go in. Switch it around, and go out, and that way you can test your speaker driver. Make sure it's not faulty. Little tip there. A little tip there, guys. There you go.
Yeah.
So they have made the video a bit more useful.
Hopefully.
No, probably not. Okay. Well, really appreciate everyone who has joined us today.
Yeah.
I picked up a pair of his and her chaps today. Maybe we could get Z and Beck to model them for my pics. Only if they're the ones which show the cheeks. What are those called? Is there a name for them? I don't know. I'm just saying. You know those. You get those. Yeah, those bottomless chaps. I don't know. You don't have the butts.
I don't know where you're going.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, a little 9-volt battery,
Yes.
Lonnie. Little 9-volt battery. If the battery's around somewhere, I could have shown you, but I wasn't expecting to share that.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got one to hand now.
Yeah, I've got
the
it.
Speaker, but
I've got it
the
somewhere.
battery?
You know those little square batteries. I've got the 2 odd round tops. Yeah. Heard of that, says Lonnie. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, guys. Anyway, I think we have rambled enough.
Yes.
Arseless chaps. Yes. Are they arseless chaps? Assless chaps.
On that note, we're gonna say nights.
Arseless chaps. That sounds like a game. You know, like on the Xbox Live. That should be like my gaming name. Arseless chaps. You got killed by arseless chaps. You were headshotted by arseless chaps. Okay. Could wear them to the jumble Celsi. Keep the competition away. And I'd have to shave my bum cheeks as well, wouldn't I? Please God no. Don't see seeing arseless chaps. Anyway, thank you. Thank you guys for popping in. I will be making a
yeah, we're going back to serious now.
Yeah. This is serious. I will be making a sales video because I realised I've not actually made a video in a while now.
And Zahir also did a pickup this week for me on clothing, so I'm going to be doing a haul video at some point over the weekend with that. And that'll be it. And that'll be it.
Okay, thank you guys. Really appreciate everyone joining us. And I'm not going to shout us as chaps, Nick. He's just... Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming along and enjoying a Friday evening with us.
Smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hope you did. And we will see you next time.
Yes.